Trump signs $4.5 trillion tax cut bill with safety net cuts. President Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill Act, signed into law on July 4, 2025, represents the most comprehensive federal tax and spending overhaul in decades. The sweeping legislation provides $4.5 trillion in tax cuts over 10 years while implementing deep cuts to safety net programs, fundamentally altering the American fiscal landscape and creating far-reaching impacts for millions of Americans. Tax cuts and debt expansion. The legislation permanently extends the Trump-era Tax Cuts and Jobs Act provisions that were set to expire, while introducing additional tax relief measures. The law raises the state and local tax deduction cap to $40,000 for taxpayers earning under $500,000 through 2029, before reverting to $10,000. New provisions eliminate taxes on tips and overtime wages for workers earning under $150,000 annually, with caps of $25,000 on tip income and $12,500 on overtime. The child tax credit increases permanently by $200, while the bill raises the debt ceiling by $5 trillion to finance these cuts. According to the Congressional Budget Office, the legislation will add approximately $2.4 trillion to federal deficits over 10 years before accounting for interest costs. Healthcare and safety net cuts. The bill implements what analysts describe as the largest cuts to federal health and nutrition programs in American history. Medicaid faces $863 billion in federal funding reductions over the next decade, with the Congressional Budget Office projecting that 10.9 million Americans will lose health insurance coverage by 2034. New Medicaid work requirements mandate that able-bodied adults aged 19 to 64 work, study, or volunteer for at least 80 hours monthly to maintain eligibility. Idaho specifically expects to lose $4.3 billion in Medicaid funding over 10 years, with enrollment potentially dropping by 40,000 people. The Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, SNAP, will see $186 billion in cuts, with work requirements extended to adults up to age 64 and parents with children over 6 years old. According to advocacy group projections, approximately 4,000 Idahoans could lose food assistance benefits. Student loan system overhaul. Beginning July 1, 2026, the legislation eliminates Graduate Plus loans for new borrowers, which previously allowed graduate students to borrow up to their full cost of attendance. The law replaces this with strict borrowing caps, $20,500 annually with a $100,000 lifetime limit for general graduate programs, and $50,000 annually with a $200,000 lifetime cap for professional degrees like medicine and law. Parent Plus loans face new restrictions of $20,000 annually per student with a $65,000 lifetime cap. The legislation also eliminates economic hardship deferments starting in 2026, removing a key protection for borrowers facing unemployment or financial distress.